we go. May 27th. Wednesday, hump day, I guess. If you're a 9-to-5 slaver. Born into a world where you have to pay a bully to exist for land they never created or resources. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Excuse me. Man. God, I'm fucking choking on that. Okay, I already showed that. Trying to head that out. Damn it. Oh shit, there it is. So let's look at some of the abuse by Israel. Again, these people are just everyday people going to help the flotilla to help give the people in Gaza eat and be treated humanely, and this is how they're treated, man. Tortured. Innocent civilians tortured for what crime? For wanting to help Gaza. For wanting to help Gaza, and Israel did this recently. These fuckers in Israel, there will be no peace in the Middle East until the cancer of Israel is exterminated. Okay? They will never want anything but war. These are animals. They're not even human. And even though their vessels may have been human, they're not spiritually human, if you will. Israeli forces brutalized flotilla activists. Trump's endgame is surrender. He seems to hope to slip away without Americans noticing the magnitude of his defeat. And again, look at the madness, the mental illness. Again, he had no right. What he has done here, it's a crime to kidnap your fellow man. I can't walk up to my fellow man and kidnap him. You can't do that. And then you can't treat him like this after you kidnap him. Again, we are dealing, this guy right here, if I ever see him, he's automatically dead on sight, dead on sight, dead on sight. You don't treat humans like this, man. This is insane. This is insane. This is a war crime right here, man. And this just goes to show you the animals that we're dealing with in Israel. They're all brainwashed nut jobs. There's no saving them or helping them. At this point, they're not human. They're anti-human. For all we know, they're completely controlled, by etheric reptilians. You know what I mean? They took over the bodies, the body snatchers. It's the invasion of the body snatchers. Can't tax Trump. Can't tax Trump. He'll take care of you. He'll take care of you. No, he won't. He'll take care of himself. And I'm very surprised he even took care of his family. I'm very surprised. But see, he's the kind of guy that needs somebody to bow down to him. You know what I mean? Household debt record, at health record. Mortgage balances, 13 trillion. Auto debt, student debt. Look at this. Auto debt, student debt is as high as auto debt. Okay, these are the two most important things you need in the world. You need somewhere to live, a house, and a car to get to work, or this whatever you want to do. And so you would think they would be the highest one, but look, student debt's right there next to it, and credit card debt is almost right up there with the auto debt and student debt. But this is a crazy how they suckered this many people into student debt. This is mind-boggling to me. This caught me off guard. This statistic right here of the student debt here. That caught me off guard, the number. Suburban homeowners property tax bill skyrocket $1,800 to $30,000. Total increase of 3,800%. A homeowner in unincorporated Chicago Heights is reeling after receiving a property tax bill that assessed his modest 1950s home at over $1 million. Again, he didn't sell his house for $1 million. It didn't sell for that. It's not a real value because nobody actually paid for that value, but they're going to make him pay tax on an imaginary make-believe value that's only there because of inflation. This is a crime by the government. The local governments are fucking you just as bad as the goddamn remote ones, the federal. Horrific abuse by Israelis. Watch Ben Gvir abuse aid activist. This guy's crazy, bro. This guy should be dead right here. If I ever see him, he's dead as fuck, bro. You don't treat people like this. This is crazy. Trying to feed Gazans because you're genociding them. You got to die, dude. You're genociding innocent Gazans. You're a dead man. If I ever see you, you're dead. If I ever see you, you're a dead man walking. So this pedophile abusing the flotilla activist says Israel will not allow Trump to make a peace deal with Iran. There will never be peace in the Middle East as long as this pedophile is alive. And same with Netanyahu and all the Israelis there that invaded Palestine in 1948, the terrorist group that called themselves Israeli, the pedophile Israelis, the reptilian pedophile Israelis. Millions of Christians were tortured and murdered after the Jewish Bolsheviks overthrew Russia. Yep, they did it from the inside. They took over Russia from the inside. They've been doing this for hundreds of years now. Do you understand? Okay? You must understand. The leading Bolsheviks who took over Russia were not Russians. They hated Russians. They hated Christians. Driven by ethnic, not that I give a fuck about what you believe, you're all mentally ill. But driven by ethnic hatred, they tortured and slaughtered millions of Russians without a shred of human remorse. And Wall Street bankers did it. All of the communist parties upon attaining power have become completely merciless. But at the stage before they achieve power, it is necessary to use disguises. The banker class, the Epstein class, the politician class, they've melded into one at this point nowadays. One of the biggest mass murderers in history, Genrikh Yagoda, not Yoda, a Jew who murdered 10 million non-Jews in the Jewish Bolshevik Revolution. The Jewish academia and media monopoly completely ignores him, yet keeps on telling us about Adolf Hitler. There's your real Hitler, man. He murdered 10 million non-Jews in Russia. How? Oh, they starved him out, man. Shit like that. How you're going to get starved out soon. Us, me too. Here in the U.S., we're all going to die soon. I could give a fuck. Fuck it. Please starve me out. Let me get out of here. They come at night for the children. 1,700 arrested since 2023. 400 taken from their beds. 351 still in custody. So this is where these Israelis, pedophilia-laced Israelis, homosexual-based, mostly Israelis, they steal the children at night from the Palestinians, and after that, they're done, right? They're gone. They don't exist anymore. I heard that hantavirus is spread by rats. Half-breed looking rats. This is what happened when too many Israelis have sex with each other. This is a bad thing, a bad result, folks. That when too many when they don't diversify, and that too many Israelis don't diversify and they have sex with each other, this is what you get right here. And here. No, this is a Polak right here. These are all Polacks. Yeah, it won't go to the right. Go to the left. Is that it? How's everybody doing? Good morning, Vietnam! Just kidding. I'm not doing a radio show. I'm not doing a show at all, other than the fact that my existence itself is entertaining and amusing to others. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I meant to shave. The problem with shaving, it just keeps fucking growing back, man. It's so annoying. Problem with shaving, it just fucking keeps growing back. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, man, we got good news and bad news. No, mostly bad news when it comes to the world. How do I get the fucking... what in the hell? Oh, okay, here we go. Narrating the fall. Okay, all right. I didn't know I closed that out. I don't know why the fuck that's closed out. There was something I wanted to show here. We got a couple good ones from Jeff Dumbfuck. Dumber and shit off the ground. Jeff Berwick. And Max, I don't know necessarily Max Ignorant himself, but he had a video he was showing. Yeah, it's real bad in Canada. They're openly, overtly and openly just arrested people that go against the narrative and calling them crazy and locking them up now already in Canada. It's gone full Richter scale, man. Canada's gone full eugenics program at this point. At this point, the government of Canada is running a eugenics program to exterminate its population, its own constituents. They call it medical assisted suicide or whatever. And they're tricking mentally ill people into it. They're just raking it. They got a doctor now that drives the people there to kill themselves, tricks them. Because he's a little mentally tricked. They tricked him, it's what's coming everywhere. Is if you disagree, they just call you crazy and lock you up and start injecting you with a bunch of drugs. They kill you slowly, So is that the kind of world you want to live in? Dystopian. Like they showed you enough movies of how shitty it is, right? You don't. That's the world they want, not the world that we're going to create, right? See, we have a say in this. Why? Because we're here, man. We're here. They didn't ask us. That's a big, huge mistake. That's a huge, major assumption. Never assume. They're assuming they can create this world without us. They can't. Unless you get tricked and you help them create the wrong world of slavery. Damn it, man. Okay, that's pretty close. So where's everybody at, man? Where's everybody at, y'all? Where's all my fellow meltheads? It is Monday, noon Eastern time. Even if you're at work, you should be on your lunch break watching me. I'm kidding. Yeah, because I'm so amusing. Like I amuse you, I'm funny, like a clown, But all right, let's see what else here. Over here. At least I'm actually really de-aging, unlike Jeff Berwick. Give me a break, dude. God, he's got more wrinkles under his neck than you could shake a stick at. Glad to see Max meditating, though. That's good news, at least. Why aren't these fucking windows showing up? Oh, man. Sometimes I gotta click on the damn thing and there it is. Oh, no. Don't go anywhere. Don't go away, you piece of shit. Can you guys see this okay? I'm showing a little bit of some Jeff Dumbfuck and I'm kidding. I like those guys, Jeff and Max. But dude, even to this day, dude, the shit, dude, he's got these people, this other guy that's a fucking idiot. This fucking consciousness nonsense, dude. These people are fucking nuts, man. All right. Yeah, it's so sus.
In Canada, which has government.
Hey, back it up.
And it's so incredible. I've said this for a long time that eventually in Canada, which has government free, it's not free, everyone's broke, medical system, that eventually they're going to start killing everyone because communist style. So it doesn't make a true profit. It mostly gets stolen by a lot of people and wasted, tons of waste. And then, I think it was like last year, it was leaked that the Canadian government plans to kill about half the people in Canada over the next few decades.
God
damn.
damn.
The Journal of Death and Dying recently this year, 2025, came out.
The Journal of Death and Dying? What?
And expressed what Health Canada's plans look like to save money. They are on.
What does Canada's plans look like they want to do to save money? Oh, kill its people. There you go. That's genius. If you're a reptilian.
Track starting 2027 to 2047 to save $1.273 trillion by providing 14.7 million Canadians with MAID rather than palliative care.
What was that number? Say that.
14.7 million Canadians.
They'll give them $14 million, no fucking problem to kill themselves. But you want to fucking feed your children? Fuck you. No, that's got to go to Israel to murder and genocide an innocent Palestine people, children there.
Over 9 million of those are
Oh
projected.
yeah, and now they're innocent, and now they're murdering innocent children in Iran too. So now they're genociding. Oh, and Venezuela too. Where was the other one there? And the other one, Somalia too. Dude, the U.S. is murdering children all over the world right now. They're the biggest terrorist group of all time, besides Israel.
Projected to be elderly. Over 4 million of those are projected to be the mentally ill and suicidal. Over 300,000 of those are
Let's rewind
$1 billion starting
on.
2027 to 2047 to save $1.273 trillion by providing 14.7 million Canadians with MAID rather than palliative care.
What was that number? Say that.
14.7 million Canadians. Over 9 million of those are projected to be elderly. Over 4 million of those are projected to be the mentally ill and suicidal. Over 300,000 of those are projected to be the Indigenous population, and then everyone else, addicts, homeless, and otherwise. So Canada's running a eugenics program, and they're planning to expand that with the start of mentally ill only qualification in 2027. And for those that are find those stats.
So if you're mentally ill, you can't get the medical assisted suicide thing. Because they're protecting you from your own ignorance and from the murdering psychopaths. But
as disgusting as I do, you can go check out the Sage Journal.
The idea that there's a government. If you were out there, if a doctor in the U.S. tried to assist suicides or something, they would go batshit. But they got the government in Canada doing it. They would go ape shit over here if a doctor were to help assist suicides. Didn't they have one? Didn't they?
Or the Journal of Death and Dying. They break it all down for you. They go through the numbers. We've also done it on the series as well.
Well, now it's getting insane. I mean, insane. This is a headline from Canada. And for people who aren't from Canada, if you don't know, Tim Hortons is kind of like Canada's McDonald's. It's not hamburgers, but it's on every corner. It's the most widely spread chain fast food restaurant in Canada. And here was the headline from yesterday. Ontario man dies of medically assisted government suicide after being assessed outside Tim Hortons. Oh, and in a second case, the same doctor failed to administer one of the 3 drugs used in assisted deaths, and the patient resumed spontaneously breathing after being pronounced dead.
So again, he was not properly assessed in an office, given tests and all the proper procedures. The dude just said some shit and did some shit, and voila, whatever he says goes. He's a king now. He's a master. He has obtained ultimate power out of thin air.
Yeah, so a guy was outside of Tim Hortons. A doctor just started talking to him. And apparently the doctor was like, how you doing?
At this point, he's like, yeah, I'll help you kill yourself. I'll even drive you. I'll drive you. That's too much help, man.
And
why not help him and give him some food or something, or make him happy enough to want to not, or help his bowel syndrome?
He goes, well, I could be better. I've got irritable bowel syndrome. So
why not just help out his bowel syndrome, dude? Why not just give him some medication that helps that shit or whatever? I don't even know what it is, because I don't get weird shit happening to me ever, man. That's crazy. Nothing weird happens to me, really, other than I break a wrist because I was on my motorcycle. Shit like that.
A lot of people have that. It's because they attack your gut with all the pesticides, with all the seed oils. Most people actually have it. But, most people can kind of live with it for now. But this guy mentioned he had it. He had irritable bowel syndrome, so it was irritating him. So the doctor suggested to him,
if it's irritating you, you should just kill yourself.
that the government just kills him. And apparently this guy,
come on,
had some mental health issues, as most people do, being raised in this
world,
human
animal farm, and this human farm, to be
tax farm that most people are put in the
tax cattle farm,
the government indoctrination camps, fed mostly propaganda all their lives. And so the guy went with them, and they went to this industrial park, and the doctor just killed him.
This is absolutely nuts.
To be energetically parasited.
Have you ever heard of a doctor giving medical treatment outside of a Tim Hortons? Well, there's a doctor who gave an assessment outside of a Tim Hortons. And after the doctor did that, he drove him to get made. The patient had inflammatory bowel disease, and he had a history of mental health issues. Then that same doctor personally drove him to go get made. In the location that the doctor drove him to, the Globe and Mail described this place as an industrial-like facility where bodies are prepared for funerals. And listen to this, the same doctor, Dr. James McLean, in a different case, he failed to administer one of 3 drugs that are required for MAID. One that paralyzes the muscles, including the muscles involved in breathing. So the patient resumed spontaneously breathing again after initially being pronounced dead, and after the doctor had already left the home. For those who don't know, there is currently an exclusion for MAID and mental health, meaning you can't get MAID if you do have mental health. The Liberals,
When he says MAID, it's medical assisted.
have actually postponed that until 2027. So this exemption expires then. They wanted to do it a few years ago. There was so much backlash against this, and people were so disgusted by the thought that their 18 and 19-year-old kids who have mental health issues can immediately receive MAID without parental consent. It's a scary thought.
It's crazy.
But a possible one under the Liberal government. So what they did is, instead of repealing it, they kicked the can down the road, thinking that, you know what, maybe later on in time, things will be okay. Well, that expiration date is going to come due soon. And we can never, ever allow this to happen in Canada. This is absolutely insane. If no Canadians are getting free healthcare outside of a Tim Hortons, what makes you think it's okay to drive people to get killed? This is not normal.
Like, imagine that's your...
That is not normal. That is like a dystopian movie that I just heard. He just drove.
brother, your friend, Jimmy. Jimmy's got a little bit of irritable bowels.
Imagine what kind of psychopath you have to be to drive someone to help them kill themselves because it hurts when they take a shit or something, or who knows, whatever.
Syndrome. You went to Tim Hortons. An hour later, you're looking for him. You find out he's dead. The government killed him. And specifically, a doctor guy killed him in some sort of Chinese industrial park. I don't know about you, but... Well, first of all, the doctor actually got... he's under a warning. Yeah, he's apparently under review, the doctor.
6 months supervision is his punishment for basically murder. Okay.
For 6 months after he murdered some guy at Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
A lot of those doctors are total psychopaths. I don't know if you noticed during the COVID. All the nurses all dancing.
Yeah.
They all knew there's no one in the hospital. Anyone say anything? No, they're getting paid. People come in, put them on the ventilator, kill them.
Folks, we live in a world of psychopaths. You have to. I've refused to accept it until recently, man. We live in a world full of psychopaths, but and they're not truly. They're tricked into it at this point. I don't believe they're truly. You know.
They love it.
I believe it's a cult.
Not all of them are psychos.
The culture has made them psychopathic, and they don't even know it.
But there's a lot. There's a lot in that line of...
They do not think about anybody else but themselves. They cannot seem to be able to empathize or sympathize with anyone else. So that's a problem, because you want the world around you to be happy, like, so you can be happy, right?
Business. And then basically on the same day in Canada, there was another guy, and I think his name was Nicholas Jordan Wagter, and he's actually been speaking up about how...
So another guy comes out to speak out about this shit. No, they don't like that. They don't like that. Same thing. They don't even assess him or test him in an actual office. Nothing. They just deem him crazy. You're not going to believe this shit.
Basically, the Chinese government is taking over Canada. Like, this is a post he had on his Instagram. China and the corrupt Canadian government are trying to turn Vancouver into a Chinese dictatorship police state. China has been classified as a high-risk adversary by all long-term democratic security alliances.
Which they probably are. All the shit he's saying is probably true.
Carney has committed treason via secret China policing and law enforcement MOU. There's an illegal Chinese police stations in Vancouver.
Otherwise, why would they give a fuck, right?
They're selling Vancouver to China via the Aboriginal People's UNDRIP. And if you've been following Mark Carney, who's from the World Economic Forum, he's a two-time central bankster from the Bank of Canada and the Bank of England. Good friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. He talks all the time about how they're going to do their new world order with China and how they're tying it all together.
Good morning, Professor.
Morning.
Within Beijing, you signed an MOU between RCMP and Chinese police. Why won't you disclose it?
On Bill C-22, any returning on criticism?
Your politicians don't give a fuck about you, folks. These are your fucking rulers. You idiots in the world, you're all ruled. You vote for your rulers. You are fucking done.
So this isn't even crazy conspiracy theory. This is actually happening. I've even seen videos of Chinese military marching in Canada. Well, that same guy, videos of Chinese.
Who is that? Somebody's fucking. The number of Chinese migrants crossing the southern border illegally is growing as more than encountered. It's all that noise. I got somebody driving by here.
Chinese military marching in Canada. Well, that same guy who was complaining about a Chinese police state being put in Vancouver was driving around in Vancouver and got pulled over by the police. And they said a psychiatrist observed him in a cafe, just was watching him, no appointment, no conversation, no evaluation, and certified him under the Mental Health Act on the spot. Here's what happened next.
Yeah. Okay. And this is Dr. Emery. He's a resident psychiatrist, senior resident. He's on a rotation with the CAR 87. We're part of a program that includes Vancouver Coastal Health and the Vancouver Police.
Mm-hmm.
And what we do is we go to people when there's different reasons that come up. Every case is a little different, and we go to people to see them where they are, especially if there's been issues with trying to find them and talk to them. So in your case, I think you were certified under the Mental Health Act just, I don't know how long ago, but like maybe 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. Were you aware of that, Dr.?
You have been certified under the Mental Health Act. Again, some dude just saw you on a screen in a video and certified you crazy. And now some order-following pedophile nutjob psychopath cops are going to just obey some nutjob and kidnap an innocent person.
Taylor saw you in a cafe. She didn't certify you. I think you filmed part of it. And then she spoke with your family, got some more information, and
Okay.
you know, you're gonna have to turn that
So
off.
just one sec.
Yeah.
What the officer just told me is that you and I can set up a meeting and we can chat then. So why don't we do that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not turning the camera off. I have a legal right to keep the camera on. If you don't want to make the appointment now, we can do it at another time. But that's what the officer just asked that we do. So why don't we do that?
So I'm going to certify you under the Mental Health Act. We're going to bring you to hospital, do testing on you, and you're going to talk to a psychiatrist in a controlled environment because we don't believe that you're going to attend an appointment.
I won't attend. I've never been given a chance to attend an appointment.
He's certified.
I've never been given a chance to attend an appointment.
He's certified. He's certified, they keep saying. So because some retard in a coat said so, another order-following group of psychopaths is going to violate his freedom and kidnap him because they didn't like what he said. What in the hell is this? Russia? What in the hell is this? Nazi Germany, Hitler?
What is going on? I was never given.
These are Nazis. Everybody in the government right now these are all what you call Nazis. These are Nazis.
a psyche eval or nothing. He just looked at me and said, "You're certified."
Yeah.
You just looked at me and said you're certified. Do you understand how mentally ill that is for the order follower to actually kidnap this guy, and they still do it? Do you understand how mentally ill these order followers are? They're the teeth. They're the ones that are actually kidnapping him for the mentally ill doctor that claimed he's certified the mental case health act, whatever that means.
So I don't know why, but it's
so you have a group of strangers going around making crazy rules, laws that allow them to just lock you up, and you dumb retards think you live in a free world and your government loves you. This is how dumb you fucking retards are.
Doctor, so if you
But no, he didn't even give me an eval. He just looked at me and said, "I'm certified."
I get that.
Please consider.
I get that. I'm still gonna kidnap you because I'm just gonna do my job. It's a paycheck. 2026.
Consider what you're doing, and please think about the fact that I'm more than happy to come in for an appointment. I'm happy to go through and do it.
You can't just take somebody's freedom like this. These cops should all be executed immediately for doing shit like this. In my world, these cops are dead. You're gonna die for this. You just kidnapped a dude because some dude said he's crazy. You're dead. You're executed. You can't live in my world if you're gonna just take somebody's freedom like that. I will execute you immediately in my world.
Everything properly. Okay, I've been completely compliant with everything.
Yes, you've been really good at me, Nicholas, but listen, that's his call, and unfortunately we can't go.
No, it ain't his call. That is not his call. He's not his daddy or authority or boss in any way. That's not his call. He doesn't have this authority. You're mentally ill. He only has it because you are there taking the fucking dude away.
He hasn't talked to me.
Checked out by a doctor.
And yeah, they took him.
Mind-boggling, man. You wouldn't believe it if you weren't seeing it. When you hear this happening back in Nazi Germany, you don't believe it. But here we are watching it every day.
Him away to like basically an insane asylum. He then put on his Instagram after he was there, "Let me the fuck out of here." All psychiatrists refused to watch the video of him being arrested. And I'll tell you right now.
Imagine that. They won't even watch the video of him being arrested. This is how nuts these people are, the psychiatrists. They're nuttier than squirrel turds.
What's probably happening? He's probably basically shackled.
First of all, in order to be a psychiatrist, you have to believe that you have the right to take somebody's free will because whatever reason you don't deem them mentally. Can you imagine? I will kill these people gladly.
Not allowed to move around too much. There's probably a few people talking to him, and soon they're going to inject him with basically a bunch of drugs. Some of them will basically kind of kill him. Some of them will put him into like MK mind control type stuff. They might even do some torture on him. This is the government re-education camps. This is happening now in Canada.
There you go. The government
Canada.
Hold on.
The government re-education camps. This is happening now in Canada.
Indoctrination re-education camps. You will believe you won't think that way. No, you will think what we make you think.
So crazy to be watching this. I remember,
and we will electric shock you until you do.
When I was younger, think about the Soviet Union, which, by the way, mostly got taken over by Jews. And then they tried to kill, and they did kill in gulags, tens of millions of Russians.
The most frightful example of this kind is offered by Russia, where he killed or starved about 30
million. So the Jews have already done this. They've taken over a country from the inside, and they completely dismantled it and destroyed it. You have it right there, the Bolshevik Revolution.
People with positively fanatical savagery, in part amid inhuman tortures, in order to give a gang of Jewish journalists and stock exchange.
Oh, Polish, Jewish, whatever names.
Bandits, domination over a great people. The end is not only the end of the freedom of the people oppressed by by the Jew, but also the end of this parasite upon the nations.
And they would just grab them off and then basically kill them. It was a massive by a bunch of Jews in Russia. And I remember thinking, how did people not do something? And there's all kinds of people. There's that Solzhenitsyn or something his name is. He wrote a book about the gulags, and there's like a really epic quote he has in there. It's like, the Gulag, oh god damn it. The Gulag archipelago, excuse me. The Gulag archipelago, experiment and literary investigation. I wrote a book about the gulags, and there's like a really epic quote he has in there. It's like, if I had only just grabbed a shovel when the Stasi or whatever they called them in Russia, the SS or whatever, I don't know what they called them there. The Soviet secret police or whatever, when they were coming around rounding people up, if he would have just killed them or tried to kill them, if everyone else did, they might have survived. They might have even gotten away or even gotten rid of these people. But he didn't. He just went to the camps, and then his whole book's about how horrible the camps were. And I remember thinking about that when I was younger. I'm like, wouldn't people kind of stand up? Well, it's happening right now in Canada. Now, these are kind of like the first steps. You're seeing
what happens, you'll notice after a few of these, people are going to start shutting up out of fear. The fear will work. And this is how they do it, to control a lot of people by shutting them up if they go against the grain of the new authority, the new ruling class. The ruling class. We're dealing with a ruling class. Let's call it what it is. We have a ruling class in this world, a hierarchy that is dominating and turning the world into diarrhea shit.
Eyes outside of Tim Hortons. The government people are coming and take them to an industrial park and killing them. The Canadian government said they want to kill about half the people in Canada. If you speak up about what they're doing, they'll just have a psychiatrist guy find you at a cafe, look at you and declare you insane.
Find you in a cafe, look at you and declare you insane and lock you up.
Then you go to the insane asylum and they'll probably do MK mind control stuff to you. Now, what happens now is it probably just increases. And the more that it increases, and this is all like what people used to talk about with the Soviet Union or East Germany and stuff. The more that this happens, the less people speak up, because of course, the more obvious it becomes. If you speak up, you're basically gonna be dead pretty quick. So less people speak up, and then it turns into mass genocides, basically. Or mass incarcerations, mass smart cities, mass slavery. And this is how it happens. And we're actually watching it happen in real time.
It's crazy.
Right now.
I can't believe it. Stop glitching
It's
out.
so amazing.
Stop glitching out.
I'm not kidding, because that's not happening here. Mexico does have its own problems. Every place, no place is perfect. Do have a Jewish president. Although that Jewish president keeps doing decent stuff, I have to say. Like, for example, she just said that she has no problem at all with Iran coming to play in the World Cup, which starts, I think, this month. There's probably
No, I gotta move on.
Works, but yeah, now they're just doing everything to try to like kill everyone, and no one seems to notice. I can't believe it. But they do let it out every now and then. Like even just recently, 60 Minutes talked about Lyme disease.
The natural
So check this out.
disaster in our area is not hurricanes or tornadoes or earthquakes. It is Lyme disease. It is the one plague that might be severe enough that communities might want to engineer a wild organism in order to get rid of it, or at least reduce the level.
That's not how you get rid of something. You exterminate it by poisoning it or finding out what kills it and nothing else. You don't start a genetically mutated race, you mentally ill retard. This is how you know this is nonsense, a psyop.
Hold on.
So let you know a little bit. Yeah. It is happening out there, and it is like the biggest plague
But
ever.
they're the ones who created Lyme disease with the ticks.
But actually, if you watch that whole 60 Minutes thing, their whole idea.
The dude from Nazi Germany
is to genetically modify deer and mice. It's crazy. What you could do is tell everyone to get plasma, and then none of that stuff affects you. But no, they would never do that. And that's another thing. RFK Jr.'s even said that Lyme disease was created in a government lab.
How many people have Lyme disease, including people we know? Mm-hmm. Where did Lyme disease come from? I can tell you with a high degree of probability, it came from Lab 257 on Plum Island, just outside of Connecticut, 25 miles from Lyme, Connecticut, where the first case was
Lyme, Connecticut.
Described. How do we know that? First of all, you can read the book Bitten. It's a great book. When the Nazi war criminal doctors were executed in Nuremberg, at least one of them was spared and brought to the United States. So
spared so they could use his mentally ill mind, his psychopathic, murderous, crazy fucking mind, so they could use him as a weapon to kill others.
So that he could, his mind could be used by the U.S. military for so-called biodefense. And they put him on Plum Island.
So-called biodefense.
And he had said very openly
so Lyme disease is a bioweapon, you dumb fucks.
He believed an incredible form of biowarfare was infecting ticks. That's what Lyme disease is. And then it shows up 25 miles away. And by the way, that's not the only thing that showed up close by. They found half rat, half deer carcasses on.
Look at this fucking goddamn freak show. Look at this freak show.
In the Hamptons, the last town. Montauk. Yeah, it washed up in Montauk.
Right next to Plum Island.
This is like in the 90s. What the hell's going on there? Again, a bunch of mad scientists doing things. And all these people have Lyme disease.
What you see is a bunch of mad scientists doing things.
Physicians know that it came from Lab 257, that Lyme disease came from approximately 1%, right? Because these are things we are never honest with ourselves. That just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. And sometimes.
And again, it all starts with a mentally ill U.S. government that has this idea that they're going to use this guy instead of punish him. He should be punished and executed immediately like everyone else. But they're going to allow this fucking nut job to live and use him as a weapon. Dude, that's where it all starts. The mental illness of the U.S. government. That's crazy. Like, that's not even an option. Shut up. I'm going to kill you. You know what I mean? For even thinking that, U.S. government. I will kill you for even thinking something so stupid. You retards in the government.
We can cause more harm.
I will kill you just for thinking that.
Good by messing with Mother Nature.
And there's tons of different agendas to it. One of them is they want to stop people from eating red meat because that makes them quite strong and healthy. And they want them all on soybeans and stuff, which makes them quite beta and not strong and unhealthy.
Weak.
And that's another reason.
Well, have you ever seen?
Yo, that is crazy. What is that? They say alpha-gal syndrome is real. Lone Star tick bites can cause a serious meat allergy, but it's spreading naturally as the ticks move north.
No.
There's zero evidence that it is a deliberate World Economic Forum, Bill Gates tick bomb plot. That's conspiracy nonsense. Okay, fine. It's conspiracy nonsense. We're just crazy people over here. The only question that I have in response is, if it is just nonsense, why do they keep shoving it in our face, this conspiracy?
There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you will become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanism. So that's something that we can do through human engineering.
Okay, you guys all heard that, right?
That's what we can do through human engineering. We can make chicks bite people and force them to be allergic to red meat because we don't like that they eat red meat. because they're mentally ill. They have a belief system that's batshit crazy when there's nothing wrong with eating whatever the fuck meat you want, dude. These people are mentally ill and they want to force you and impose their mental illness beliefs on everyone else. And that's why I will kill every one of these people that think like this.
You can address real world problems with human engineering. Beneficial blood sucking. Yes, that is the actual title of the paper. And it's written by researchers.
You cannot make this shit up. The mental illness that comes out of these universities.
At Western Michigan University said, quote, alpha-gal syndrome, AGS, is caused by being bitten by a Lone Star tick. The sole primary effect of AGS is mammalian meat allergy.
And like smartasses, they call it Lone Star because you won't be eating meat. How cute of these pedophiles.
And there are no significant side effects of developing AGS. There's no significant side effects, no side effects at all, other than your entire diet being completely screwed up, but otherwise, all good. Herein, we have argued that AGS is a moral bioenhancer and that its promotion is morally obligatory. Among other things, that means that researchers have an obligation to develop the AGS carrying capacity of ticks, and that means human agents.
They just went full mental illness and said, because of our mental ill belief that red meat eating is bad, we actually have an obligation to make these ticks so people don't eat meat. That's where he just went full madness, full mad scientist, Hitler mental ill retard.
Are obligated to expose others to AGS. And
we are obligated to expose everybody with this tick. This is the mental illness coming out of the universities. Are you kidding me? God, I wish I could fucking find this motherfucker and kill his ass.
Possibly Lone Star ticks.
How dare you even say that? I will kill you.
To prevent the spread
I will
of
seek
AGS
you out. Hunt you down.
Attempts to cure AGS. Basically, these guys are just saying the quiet part out loud here. They are advocating for the modification of the Lone Star tick to make us allergic to red meat and publishing peer-reviewed papers in academic journals arguing that it would actually be unethical not to infect people with a red meat allergy.
They just went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
But you'd be a crazy person to think that Bill Gates or whatever projects that he's funding could be dropping tick bombs. Got it.
And while they're doing that, Google's out there, and they're going to start flooding neighborhoods with 64 million lab-made mosquitoes, and they tell you they're doing it.
Fuck.
Get this, to get rid of mosquitoes.
So they're flooding this area with mosquitoes to get rid of mosquitoes.
Google has submitted an application to the EPA for an experimental use permit that would allow them to release 64 million mosquitoes in Florida and California over a 2-year period. Why, you ask? They're developing a new product, a subscription service, if you will, called Debug. It starts in a lab where they breed Wolbachia-infected mosquitoes, basically making it difficult for infected males to produce offspring. Then they use an AI sorting machine to separate males from females. They're distributed through a robot mechanism equipped on the Debug van. The van uses...
It's not an AI, it's just a sorting machine, dude. It's just a sorting machine, man. It's not artificial intelligence. What the fuck? Nowadays, if you're just can sort shit, you're intelligent. Man, you can sort something, one thing.
GPS and local population data to release them where they're most likely to mate with uninfected females. But no Google product is complete without the surveillance factor. They also have smart traps to monitor how many females versus lab-released males there are in the area. It's essentially mosquito control as a service. I'm honestly not educated enough to determine if this is a net negative or positive. I'm not a big mosquito fan, but I tend to err on the side of skepticism when it comes to biological intervention. Anyway, if you go to regulations.gov...
You should just be skeptical when it comes to corporations to begin with. They're all a bunch of pedophiles.
And search for this docket. You'll be able to read more and tell the EPA what you think with a comment. They're supposed to take public opinion into consideration before deciding to approve or deny the permit.
Well, if you know anything about Google, you'll know the last thing they would ever do is do something that helps humanity. That's all you need to know.
Because it's run by intelligence, created by them.
Why they're releasing these mosquitoes? Who knows? But Bill Gates has been working on that for decades. It's probably another operation to make people sick, infect them with stuff. It's incredible. But a lot of these things, actually almost all of them, can be totally...
Okay, there we go. Wow. Oh no. How the fuck did a huge ass, loud ass fly get out of here? Good God. So how's everybody do? Okay. Oh, ain't nobody to even talk to. Let's get his angle here. You got to come in from this way.
This is a story that should concern every Canadian who values due process and personal liberty. Today, we're looking at the case of Nicholas Jordan Wagner, a 27-year-old researcher with a background in medical biophysics. In recent weeks, he's been delivering documents warning the public about Chinese influence operations, government land grabs, bills that are turning parts of Vancouver into a police state, and the slow motion handover of Canadian sovereignty. Then, just a few days ago, the Vancouver police and the CAR 87 mental health crisis team pulled Nicholas over. A resident psychiatrist who was on the scene explained that Dr. Taylor had observed him weeks earlier in a cafe, consulted with family members, and issued a Form 4 certificate under the Mental Health Act. That allowed them to transport him to the Vancouver General Hospital for assessment. There was no full on-scene assessment at the traffic stop, and he is currently being held at the Vancouver General Hospital under the British Columbia's Health Act against his will.
Yeah. Okay. And this is Dr. Emery. He's a resident psychiatrist.
Yeah.
That includes Health Act.
We just saw this. I'm going to fast forward it. We just want to get his angle afterwards. Let's see here. Whoops. What's this here?
Call, and unfortunately we can't go back from that. You have to get checked out by a doctor.
So I had some eggs and stuff for breakfast this morning. Yeah. I didn't put drapes, so I had to tape this up because my window didn't have drapes. And so all night, there's just light beaming into my room. So I couldn't sleep last night, so I demanded that they give me tape and stuff to put on my windows so that I could sleep tonight. I'm like one of the only rooms that has no drapes.
That's,
Shangri-La, baby.
Many people see his detention as suspicious, and rightly so, especially since he says that other doctors have cleared him, but yet they're still holding him. But here's what we have to acknowledge.
He's been cleared and they're still holding him.
Is a lot of missing context here. We don't have the full medical records. We don't know exactly why the certifying psychiatrist and family input.
No, we don't need to know anything because none of that matters, because you can't sit there and without testing or evaluating somebody and just say that they can't go around society because you say so, because you don't think they're mentally, because whatever you don't get that power. It doesn't exist.
Led to the Form 4. This definitely raises serious red flags about how the mental
midget right here.
Health Act is applied.
Mental and physical midget.
4 allows a single doctor to certify someone for up to 48 hours of involuntary assessment if they believe that there is a mental disorder posing a risk to themselves or others. It's designed for quick intervention in crises, but obviously
no, it's designed for anybody who doesn't go with the narrative.
That can be very broad, subjective, and
this is the shit they pulled in Nazi Germany. Exactly the same script.
Open.
Oh, it's the same retards doing it like they did in Russia.
To abuse
the Bolshevik retards. Same retards that did the Bolshevik are doing it now. They haven't stopped. They just got caught, and then now they're doing it again in other countries. They're going to still take over these countries from the inside and have them kill themselves from the inside out, rot like a cancer.
Especially when it involves activists.
Because all they want is war. How do you know if it's one or not? Because whether they want war or peace.
Or people challenging powerful interests. No court warrant is required for this initial certification, and immediate independent oversight is limited.
This is insanity, man.
Thousands of these certifications happen every year in BC. And when it hits someone who's being vocal on
an overt eugenics program by the Canadian government. This is crazy.
It definitely smells like a convenient way to sideline dissent. But
this is how you dissenters. This is how you silence dissent and the dissenters.
Remember, context matters.
Shut up!
And we don't have the full picture.
Oh, I don't need the context. That dude looked quite squared away. He wasn't gonna bother anybody, bro. Okay? And it's his business. Mind your own business, people. Mind your own damn business. Is this not bright enough? It is kind of dark in here. I didn't think of that. Oh yeah, it got too dark. Now you guys can see me better. How y'all doing? Hello? I need to shave, but the goddamn shit just keeps growing back. Kind of gets weird thick on the neck, huh? Under the neck area. Nobody's even going to say hi, huh? Hello to you too. Wednesday. You guys, if I never did another live stream, you wouldn't even give a fuck, would you? None of you. It's unfortunate. Nobody cares about me in this world. Oh, I want to see the beginning of that right. Yeah. I showed this before, but I'm going to show it again. Let's see here. This part that Max shows here. At least my skin looks okay. So did you guys see that guy wearing the fucking mask on the TV there? Like, it looks like the dude's wearing like a filter mask or some type of mask. You know how they have green screens? It looks like they got green screen mask, and they can make you look like anybody and start talking and all that shit. It looks like they got that. It reminds me of a Darkly scanner, a scanner Darkly or a Darkly scanner with Keanu Reeves and Alex Jones and Robert Downey Jr. and what's her name? Anyway, yeah. The only way to get this pile of shit to work, man.
Gave them the right to charge us for water and land they didn't create. We should not be paying anything for our existence on this earth. Let that sink in. Let it scrape against everything that you've been taught. Because the most insane idea humanity ever normalized is that you owe money simply for being alive. You were born here without consent on a planet you did not create, under a sky that no government ever hung, breathing air that no corporation manufactured, and somehow you start life already in debt. That's not normal. That's not moral. That is not even sane. Explain to me how land became owned. Explain how water became a bill. Explain how shelter became rent. movement became a license, and rest became something you have to earn after selling most of your waking hours. They didn't just monetize labor, they monetized survival. And the moment survival has a price tag, freedom is gone. Because if you must comply to be allowed to live, that is not choice. That is coercion, wearing a suit and calling itself civilization. And don't insult people by calling this just how the world works. That phrase is the psychological gag they stuff in your mouth before they tighten the leash. Miss enough payments and watch how fast the mask drops. They don't just take your house. They don't just shut off your utilities. They take your mobility. They take your dignity. They cage your body, all because you failed to keep up with the subscription fee for being alive. That's not order. That is a threat backed by force. Work itself is not the enemy. Contribution is natural. Humans have always built, always grown, always created, and always shared. What is evil is when contribution stops being voluntary and becomes a condition for survival. What is evil is when fear of hunger, homelessness, and medical neglect is used as the whip. And that fear is not accidental, it's engineered. It keeps you obedient, tired, and arguing with your neighbor instead of questioning the system that's draining you dry. No moral system, none, can justify charging human beings for access to the earth they were born on. If a system requires you to earn the right to exist, then that system is illegitimate at its core. And if hearing this makes you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is the sound of a lie cracking. You're not lazy for questioning this. You're not crazy for feeling it's wrong. You're dangerous because you're starting to realize the truth. You were never meant to pay for your own existence.
Thank you, little doggies.
Yeah, and what that guy said was spot on, folks. This is what woke me up back in the beginning when I was 4 years old. What made me see the world so differently from when I was a very small child was when I first found out that we had to pay to be alive. This is not natural, folks. And I don't think it's supposed to be that way. And I think it's been a recent invention. I think this whole mentality of pay to be alive and everything has a dollar value is something very recent. I don't think it existed when we built all that old stuff from the old world.
I don't even have sugar.
We couldn't have built all those beautiful buildings and any of that stuff if people were being paid by the hour to.
In the old world, of course not.
Do that.
Of course not. Of course not. Where's everybody at, man? Where's everybody at? Damn, where the fuck? Dude. Come on, hurry the fuck up with the fucking commercials, you fucking pedophile motherfuckers. God damn, I hate this fucking place. It's fucking losers with the fucking commercials. God damn. That is the most annoying shit. They've literally diarrhea shit all over the entire fucking world. It is phenomenal that a group has been allowed to do this.
So we bought a house that we could not afford. And I don't mean like tight budget afford. I mean, we had no idea what it actually cost.
Who can afford a house right now? Oh, that's right, nobody. Oh, well, you should have bought a house when
Okay, come on. Why does this thing show the fucking full screen? Oh, golly, dude. Now I got to deal with these fucking commercials. These fucking commercials, man. With these fucking unbelievable. Oh, let's see. What's the most important here? Oh. Yeah, it's in bad shape. I can't believe people are surviving right now. It's amazing because, like, I don't even have sugar for my coffee, no weed, nothing, man. Like, somebody throw me a bone so I can at least have some goddamn fucking sugar in my coffee. Somebody please throw a donation if you guys can. I hope you guys are doing better than me. I hope you guys are doing fucking better than me. I do. I really do. Pity the fool. I pity the fool that's doing worse than me. No job, no money. No car, no place to live, no nothing. No job. And there are no jobs by design, all deliberate, all intentional, by the pedophiles that shouldn't be, by the ruling class that wants to dominate and rule you, all done intentionally so that the ruling class can stay the ruling class. Also, the ruling class can remain the ruling class. This is why this is happening, in case you're wondering, for the dumb fucks out there, for the complete batshit retards that watch the news and think the world is perfect. And then we got Americans arrested for complaining about toxic water. I mean, it's beyond the fucking pale right now. And you got this country is completely taken over by Israel, a foreign invader. And it's like it did in Russia with the Bolsheviks. It's doing the same thing in Australia. You get arrested for talking about Israel. It's going on and on. It's these goddamn reptilian Israelis are non-stop at it. Oh my fucking God, Jason. Play the fucking dumb commercial, you pedophile motherfucking tube. Play the commercial, pedophile tube. Play the commercial, pedophile tube. Stupid pedophile tube. Hurry up, pedophile tube. Hurry up, you bunch of pedophiles. If I ever see you, I fucking kill your fucking... Slit your fucking throat.
America.
Slit your fucking throat. Cocksuckers. All right, now check this out. Here we go. Now you got Hegseth making cartoons to sell war to Congress and the American people or whoever, and everything's okay for murdering innocent children in Iran. And it's okay to start. You can't have food stamps, but give us $1.5 trillion. You just took food stamps from everybody, and now you're asking them for $1.5 trillion, man? Are you out of your fucking pedophile mind?
is not in decline. We remain the strongest military media. America is not in decline. We remain the strongest military power on earth, but that power requires
Which is what? But you need money then?
renewal. And with global threats that are constantly evolving, it's time to make a $1.5 trillion investment.
We're the strongest military, but that requires a lot of money that we need to steal from you. No, this is all bullshit. If I ever see these fucking goddamn snake oil salesmen, they're dead. You're dead. I will fucking kill you.
A generational
God, I
down
hate this
payment.
place. I'm so sick of these.
Yeah, so
pedophiles.
I guess everyone needs a backup plan at some point, and apparently if Hegseth's role as defense secretary doesn't work out, he's already got something else lined up, which is being the host of a children's show. Wouldn't you agree, Jake? Did you enjoy that? Did you feel stimulated?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Maybe fire Miss Rachel for being so anti-genocide and bringing a guy who is helping the genocide. Do a kids show. That sounds like a good idea. He said generational down payment. Is it, brother? Because once you increase the budget to 1.5 trillion,
It's the opposite. Everything these fucking charlatans say is a fucking pedophile lie. They're pathological liars. They can't help it.
You're not going to bring it back down. You're going to keep on increasing it. One of the things I care about here, Elliot, is, gee, I wonder why this war that is going so well needs so much extra money. But tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, as it turns out, that video is real. It was not made by a troll. It was, in fact, an official Department of War promotional video, thus further cementing the memification of the United States. So it was uploaded by Pete Hegseth to sell Trump's $1.5 trillion defense budget proposal, which, to put in perspective, equals Amazon, Google's parent company, and Apple's annual revenue all combined. So what will that money be used for? Well, don't worry, folks. Pete Hegseth is here to teach us a lesson.
America's $1.5 trillion investment guarantees that the United States military will maintain this advantage against any adversary, anywhere, at any time.
It's not an advantage because you don't need, nobody's trying to hurt you, bro. There's nobody trying to fight you or kill you. There's nobody, hey, have you looked around? Nobody's trying to kill us, bro. Except the intelligence agencies, you fucking pedophile loving fuck. You dick riding, pedophile dick riding piece of shit.
A historic $756 billion of the defense budget.
How are you not completely insulted? And how do you not want to just chop his fucking head off for even asking right now while your children are starving? It's beyond the pale.
More than half of it will be allocated to...
Shut up, pedophile. Shut up. Shut up, pedophile.
The Pentagon's approximate. I mean,
increasing our investment.
A little like insulted by that. Just in terms of intelligence.
Like, are you not insulted at all, folks?
Shouldn't you feel a little like insulted by that? Just in
while
terms
your
of
kids starve and you're suffering, they're so disconnected from the reality of your suffering of the people. These retards like Pig Seth. These Pig Seth retards. It's mind-boggling, really. Mind-boggling. Yeah, dude, not motivated at all. I need some sugar for my coffee, some fucking weed to smoke. This sucks. This is fucking ridiculous. Let's see here. It's all in this. How do I pull this up?
Why do you support a country?
country that is killing innocent 5.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling. Let's put him deep. Fuck it. I'm going crazy. Shut up! Fuck! God, that's fucking loud. Oops. No, this guy. We want this guy. Clay.
So Fox News was doing its usual thing last week, bringing on a retired vice admiral to give the establishment line of propaganda on the Iran standoff. But am I taking crazy pills? Am I the only one who sees something strange here?
Well, let me give you another little perspective on that. When you talk about resilience, the IRGC, the entity that controls the country, may have resilience, but the Iranian people are suffering miserably. And the more we can enhance that discord and weaken the regime, not only in the eyes of the Iranian people, but the world global economy, which they're holding all hostage to, the more everybody comes to realize this is all about the IRGC.
Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. We're bombing the Iranian people in order to save the Iranian people. You know, the usual garbage propaganda line. I'm not talking about what this apparent vice admiral, retired vice admiral, is saying. I'm talking about his face, literally, this talking head. What is going on here? I cannot be the only one seeing this. All right, so this is from a May 19th, 2026 interview of retired Vice Admiral Robert Harward on the Iran standoff. It is up on Fox News. I will, of course, put the link to this video in the show notes. But Brock, please put it on screen as big as possible. Zoom in on whatever the hell is happening on the neck there. That is very odd. In fact, it really looks like there is a mouth underneath that neck when you start to look at it long enough.
But the real question is, why do they want us to see this?
No.
But I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real.
Anyway,
He's not real. He's a robot.
There's something very, very strange happening there. And there are a number of possibilities. And the one that presents itself automatically, I think, to people taking a look at this for the first time is that's got to be some kind of mask, right? Like a Mission Impossible style mask that we are expecting this guy.
So here his face looks quite filtered and smoothed out compared to the other one when it wasn't in the studio. It's pretty clear. If it's not a robot or reptilian.
He's going to, rip the mask off it.
The thing is the problem here is, see the eyes, how they're looking at you? They don't ever deviate. They don't look right. They don't look left. They never move. That is impossible. That's literally impossible unless it's a robot. Dude, they don't move. This one doesn't go left or right at all. Not one bit. Not one time. Not when he blinked once. They had the energy or battery or whatever, the power in this retard for him to blink one time. That was it. And it was so unnatural. One time in like the longest, it's insane.
Any second now, right? Maybe not. Maybe so. Anyway, I just invite you all to take a look at it for yourselves. And as I say, the link will be in the show notes. So please go and look at it for yourself. Blow it up nice and big. Really stare at it and see if that looks like just a normal everyday thing to you. I don't know. Something is going on there. And just for good measure, I will also throw in the link to the Internet Archive reserved version of this on the Television News Archive. It's a separate source recorded live from the Fox News feed. So this is, again, the original actual video of this, but it has been recorded from a different source, which is important because apparently now people are going around and AI deep faking reptilian flashes into his eyes and other such things. Anyway,
you get the idea. Nice. Wow, it's starting to rain. I will say this. I do have good news and bad news. I got my old fuel pump out and my new fuel pump in, but I can't get the fucker to lock and secure with this. I even tried the old one. It won't fucking, so I got to get, and the new gasket makes it stick up higher. So, and it's not even, it's a piece of shit, dude, the way they have parts, dude. I got to have somebody hold this. It pops out. Every time I try to turn it, it pops out on the other side. It's impossible to get this thing. I would have been done. I would have been done and had a new fuel pump in. Find out if fucker, if that still has more problems or not. So that's unfortunate. It's raining so loud I can't even. Can you guys hear me? You might not be able to hear me.
Watch Zionist Bill Maher get publicly humiliated at the Golden.
Shut up. God damn. That's not the one I want. Fucking pedophile motherfucker. God, this fucker's fucking annoying. Faggot too. Gotta hate fucking fag too. Oh my god. Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, this is great. But I gotta wait for the fucking commercial. Come on! Come on! Come on, pedophile tube! God, I hate those fuckers. Okay, so check this out. What's up, Dominic? From England. Yeah. Nice to have you from England, man. It's too bad I don't have Freak showing up anymore. He's from those parts, maybe not England, but Great Britain. I can't even hear him with this dumb rain. This goddamn rain. Come on, stupid fucking tube.
All right, let's get straight to the point. We are still at war.
War is likely to resume, and the rift between the U.S. and its allies appears to be growing.
And among the many reasons why that sucks, one major thing about war is the billions of dollars going to drones, ships, and now AI companies that'll give us minutes like these. We are going to pay a hell of a lot every single day for the next, who knows?
For nothing!
Economically and with real
For nothing!
lives.
What is it good for?
So with so much up in the air right now, we thought we'd make a quick video to find out just how much it's all going to add up to, and then do a little math to see how we could have spent that money instead. Let's talk about what we know already. The first week in Iran racked up an $11.3 billion bill in munitions alone. Every day since has been an extra $2 billion on the pile.
Of just munitions. Just ammunition, shitheads. You warmongering pedophiles.
That is an insane amount of money. It's going to get a lot worse.
Imagine if they gave you that for food stamps.
Just a month into the Iraq War, Bush revealed it had already cost the U.S. $20 billion, or about $690 million a day. By that point, we'd been in Afghanistan for 2 years, with no end in sight.
And by the way, there were no weapons of mass destruction. It was all a lie. They claimed it was bad intelligence. Claimed. But that was a lie. They knew there was none, and they did it for the money.
But Bush was confident that Iraq would only take another 5 months or so and 20 billion more, so 40 billion total.
We must stop the terror. Now watch this drive.
Except 4 years later, as Bush was getting ready to leave office, we were still in Iraq, we were still in Afghanistan, and W was going to Congress asking for an extra 190 billion to keep everything going.
When does it end?
It was only 20 years later we finally got the real price tag of the war on terror. $14 trillion. The Pentagon spent
all for Israel, all for pedophile, genocidal, psychopathic Israel. Don't get it twisted. All that went to Israel instead of you dumb retards. That was your money. That should have been spent on you. Gaga goo goo boo boo goo goo. That money should have gone to you. Gaga boo 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 boo. It didn't.
$18 trillion between 2001 and 2021, about $8 trillion of which went to the 9/11 wars specifically.
And the whole thing was a scam. That money was your money to go to you, and it didn't make it there. Can you put 2 and 2 together? You got robbed, dumb fucks.
That is more than the wealth of all these billionaires combined. And we can say with confidence that that money was well and truly wasted. Between 30% and half of the 14 trillion went straight to just 5 companies: Lockheed Martin, Boeing.
There you go. Let's follow the money, baby.
General Dynamics, Raytheon, and
who owns them all? In the most shares, in the order of most shares owned. Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street own them all. And who owns them? All the pedophile families that have been established for hundreds of years. The families that shouldn't be.
Northrop Grumman.
The ruling class, the ruling families. And now you have the ruling government. How it rules us.
The rest was spent mostly on things like taking care of veterans, poorly for what it's worth, and paying back the war debt with interest, which has already added a full $1 trillion to the bill. And for what? The Taliban went from being in charge to still being in charge. Millions of people died. The US is despised by an entire region and much of the world, and it didn't prevent any new wars from breaking out.
All for Israel. And you did it for a genocidal, psychopathic, pedophile fucking group of people too. You did it for murderers that murder innocent babies in Gaza, Palestine every day. And then they got the goal to brag about it and show it 4K for 2 years as they murder innocent children with sniper hits.
For more on that last point, see any news at all? All right, quick plug, then we'll get back to it. As always, want to respect your time, so here's what's working forward. Actually, on yes, problems. These days, about a third of us are would we spend that history and not. So okay, let's imagine that we could learn from history and not throw another 14 extra big ones down the drain. How would we spend that money? Because we do have money problems. These days, about a third of us are skipping meals to afford healthcare. So let's start there.
33% of people are skipping meals.
What would it cost to just fix
I'm fucking starving.
Shockingly, only 290 billion per year. Max. That's it. That's what universal healthcare would cost us at the very most. For context, Trump just requested that the Pentagon's budget be up to 1.5 trillion per year, meaning we could give the war budget a 20% haircut, still be miles ahead of every other country militarily, and not starve ourselves for aspirin. Universal healthcare is the norm in every single wealthy country and in many less wealthy countries in the global south.
Stop! God damn, dude. It's like this mouse or something. I can't get it to fucking do its job. Anyway, you get the idea.
The UK government will.
Okay, I know you guys have seen this before, but for those who haven't, I'm going to show this video again because the time is getting near with all this digital shit. So they need a refresher on this video here.
Soon be introducing fundamental changes in how money works. The changes are being planned by central banks around the world, including the UK's central bank, the Bank of England. These changes, once introduced, will affect everyone.
So, what are these changes really about? The changes being proposed will mean that you will no longer have full control over your spending. In fact, what they are planning is the replacement of money with something which is fundamentally different. Therefore, it's not just cash they want to remove from the economy, it is money itself. Pay attention, because if the new monetary system is allowed to happen, it will be very difficult to reverse, and could mark the beginning of the end of human freedom. In order to explain the changes that are being planned right now for your tomorrow, let's explain a little bit about how your money works today. Let's imagine that John decides to buy his daughter a birthday present from Argos. He chooses the product he wants, then pays £50 using his debit card. You might think that £50 is immediately transferred from John's bank account to Argos's bank account. But this is not what happens. A record is created showing that John's bank owes Argos's bank £50. And John's account will even show that the money has left his account, but the actual transfer of funds does not occur at the time of purchase. John's £50 purchase is one of about 50 million UK transactions that occur every day, and although in each case the account may show that the money has been transferred, the actual movement of funds between the banks only occurs once every day. Every 24 hours, all the payments made to and from each of the UK's 300 plus registered banks are added up to determine how much each bank owes the others. The Bank of England, which is the central bank that all other banks in the system are connected with, derives the total amount that each bank owes and is owed for that day. The Bank of England then intermediates and exchanges funds between all the other banks. So the Bank of England does not know anything about John or the £50 he spent on his daughter. John's money is just a tiny part of a huge transfer of funds. This means that the only organisation that can see what John does with his money is his own bank. The central bank cannot see what John spends his money on or when he spends it. And John's bank is under an obligation not to share details of his spending with anyone. This means that, rightly, there is a good degree of anonymity and privacy over what John decides to spend his money on. This, in turn, means that a government or central authority, such as the Bank of England, cannot directly restrict John when he uses his debit card, because it has no visibility of what John is doing with his money. If John had paid for the present with £50 of cash, then the purchase would be completely anonymous. Nobody, including John's bank, would know what he had spent his money on. So cash transactions are truly anonymous, and debit card transactions have a high degree of anonymity because only your bank can know about them. So what is this new system? The name of the new system is called Central Bank Digital Currency, or CBDC. It sometimes has other names, such as smart money. Here's how it works. Let's imagine that John, again, decides to buy his daughter a birthday present from Argos. His mobile phone has a smart money wallet or app on it, from which he pays £50 for the product. The app communicates directly with the central bank, the Bank of England, and the money is transferred from his digital wallet to Argos' digital wallet in less than a second. The transfer of funds occurs at the time of purchase, and the transaction is recorded and approved by a centralized computer system on a centralized blockchain. A blockchain is a special computer program that records information very reliably and cannot be amended. The centralized computer system runs continuously and can deal with hundreds of transactions per second as they occur throughout the entire economy, processing all of the public's purchases being made by millions of digital wallets. This sounds fantastic and is so much quicker and simpler than the old system. But there is a fundamental difference, which is that all transactions are centralized in real time as they happen. In other words, one system will be able to know about every single digital transaction in the economy as the transactions occur. This is the critical difference with the new digital monetary system that everyone needs to be aware of. All transactions are centralized in real time as they happen. The people who are planning this new system
What the fuck just happened? Why isn't it playing the goddamn video?
have made it clear that it would be useful, in their eyes, to use artificial intelligence algorithms in real time to block certain public transactions for a range of different reasons. So what does this mean for John? Let's just say there is another lockdown and the government want to stop the public moving about the country. With this new system, they could introduce a simple change. That would mean John's wallet would only work if he was located within a certain distance of his own home. Argos is 2 miles from John's house, and he decides to go and buy his daughter a birthday present. He attempts to pay £50 for the product with the app. The app communicates directly with the Bank of England's computer system, and the system rejects John's payment before it is made, because the system knows that John is 2 miles from his own home, and John's wallet has been limited to spending within just 1 mile. John cannot now buy anything unless he moves closer to his own home. His money is now useless if he wants to go anywhere. Why doesn't John just use cash? That would be a good solution for John, as long as cash is still in use. So how might this new system be introduced?
The Prime Minister called an emergency meeting today to discuss the unprecedented slide into economic recession in the UK and global economies. Inflation is out of control, and high interest rates are causing thousands of house repossessions. All cash points and over-the-counter cash services are now frozen, and millions of people face losing their life savings as a number of high street banks are declared insolvent. The government and the Bank of England are accelerating the introduction of a new central bank digital currency, which all bank customers in the UK will be able to receive in exchange for their existing money, which in many cases is now unobtainable from their bank accounts. The government say that the new digital money will help the economy recover from recession and will be used to bail out public and corporate money currently held in millions of bank accounts by banks that are at the point of collapse.
It says cash unobtainable from this account. It's frozen our money.
Bleeding hell, John. How much have we got in the house?
We've only got £120, and when that's gone, nothing.
I don't believe it. The bank's frozen our money.
We've got £25,000 in that account and no way of getting it back.
Download your central bank CBDC wallet app today and get bonus digital pounds free. If you exchange your existing bank funds into your digital currency wallet now, you will receive free digital pounds for each account you exchange. You can then spend from your digital wallet by using your phone app, exactly like a debit card. Download the free app now from the UK government website or the App Store.
John, we need to download the digital wallet thing. See if we can transfer it in.
We've got no other option, love. Well, it's transferred and it's given us some bonus money. I can't believe it.
How do you know it's worked?
It's worked, love. Everyone's using this money now. Right, I'm off down Tesco to try it out. Sorted.
Recent figures show that the public's use of cash has halved in the last 12 months. Experts say this is due to the success and sheer convenience of the new CBDC digital money. The government has announced that all cash will be phased out completely over the next 3 years.
I can't remember the last time I used cash. It seems so cumbersome and old-fashioned, fiddling about with coins every time you want to buy something. It's much easier now. Have you seen the remote control, love? Look what I found. Remember these?
What are you going to do with that?
Well, I don't know.
Look, why don't we keep it? I'll put it in a picture frame.
Recent data from the annual Climate Change Conference has revealed that only a drastic reduction in fossil fuel use will help protect against climate change. The government has announced limits on petrol and diesel use for all individuals in the UK, which will be enforced using smart money. Each wallet will be limited to a purchase of 15 litres per week, after which the wallet will be prevented from making any further purchases in that week.
Ah, bollocks.
Growing concerns over obesity and bad health will be tackled using the Smart Money Network. The government proposes to limit the total number of sugary foods that each digital wallet can purchase in any given month.
What?
Experts say that the new pandemic, which is 10 times more contagious and deadly than coronavirus, can only be defeated by minimising all human contact and staying home as much as possible. In order to enforce this, all digital wallets will only work within 1 mile of the address at which they are registered. Shopping times will be staggered so that you can only make purchases for a 2-hour period each day. All non-essential item purchases will be rejected.
Jesus Christ.
The government, in a move to stimulate growth in the economy, is trying to ensure that all benefit money paid out to the public is spent within an appropriate time period. From the 1st of August, all benefit payments, including the new social credits, should be spent within 2 months of receiving them. Benefit money will expire and be of no use if it is not spent within the 2-month period.
Blimey, they're putting a shelf life on money.
Vaccination uptake for the latest pandemic is now at 95%. Anyone who has not been vaccinated will have restrictions placed on their wallets. For the 5% unvaccinated, spending will only be allowed at certain times and within 1 mile of home. Certain goods, such as alcohol, travel tickets and restaurant purchases, will not be available for those who have not been vaccinated, and their digital wallets will not work outside of the UK.
Wow.
Concerns are growing over people who grow and supply their own food outside of government-approved companies. The government will be restricting the purchase of all seeds and other farming products for anyone that is not a registered farmer.
What are they doing that for?
The government is trying to reduce the amount of red meat people eat in their diet for environmental and health reasons. Digital wallets will only be allowed to purchase 8 ounces of red meat per week.
How much is 8 ounces?
In order to protect the environment, the government is introducing limitations on the amount each wallet will be able to spend on the following products: aerosol cans, single-use plastics, coal, meat, chocolate, fish, and coffee.
What about fags?
In a move to encourage good behaviour, the government is awarding digital currency direct to your wallet if you report on anyone breaking lockdown rules or report on individuals expressing extremist views. Anyone deemed to be expressing extremist views may in turn have restrictions placed on their wallets.
What's that mean, extremist views?
If you give up your cash, you will give up freedom for yourself, and you will give up the freedom of generations to come. It's not the convenience of the new money that is important. What is important is the fact that centralized administration of smart money could be used to control every aspect of your life. Say yes to keeping cash and say no to centrally controlled smart money. What they are going to propose is not money, it is a social control system. Please spread this message.
There you go. Please spread this message. That a group of fucking pedophiles doesn't have the right and authority to go around and ruling the world. Listen, a group of pedophiles doesn't have the right to rule the world. I will fucking kill every one of you. Fuck you, die. I put curses on you every day. So when you do die, that was me. When you do get sick and die in your own hospitals of your own cancers, that was me that cursed you. That's why you're dead. And we're still dealing with your fucking shitty behaviors, even though you're still dead. E-bikes. Yeah, dude, I would love to have a fucking e-bike, bro. I can't tell you how much I would love to have an e-bike right now. I mean, dude, are you kidding me? I want a fucking e-bike so bad, man. Like, fuck. It'd be so easy to just charge that bitch and just fucking scoot right up to the store and get everything I need and not depend on anybody, especially my neighbor. It's fucking annoying. Dude, there's nothing worse than having to get a ride from my neighbor. I wish I had a fucking e-bike. Somebody help a brother out. Although I might have my fuel pump. If I could just get this fuel pump to fucking lock in place, the circle to lock it, I'd be done. I would have been done with my fuel pump fucking yesterday. But the fucker won't. The new gasket makes it stick up. I try to push it. Every time I try to turn it, the other side pops out. It's like they didn't make it big enough. I even tried the old one. That's even worse. The way they made this is so dumb. I'm so annoyed right now. The shit should have been fixed yesterday. My Suburban probably would have started up. But I'd still rather take an e-bike anyway because the Suburban takes gas. And if I could just solar power the e-bike, I could ride to the store to change out propane for free. You know what I mean? And get whatever food I need on my own without having to depend on my fucking neighbor. But hopefully my truck, I'll get this figured out. I'm going to probably call a friend and see if I can have, I need two pairs of hands. I need him pushing that down while I turn it and hold it down on that side so it doesn't pop out. I could probably do it with two hands. We'll see. It's a pain in the ass. It should have been lickety split done, dude. That normally, if that wasn't, the mount wasn't old and rusted and fucked up on the gas tank, because I can't change that. I'm not buying a new fucking gas tank. I'm telling you that right now. But if it weren't, yeah, the gas, it's fucked up, and it's hard to get that fucking, man, wish I could weld it. For fuck's sake. Super tight fit. That's what I'm saying, dude. If I can push it down, I'll get my boy Smoot, my neighbor Smoot, to fucking turn it while I push it down. Or, dude, if I could just have him push it down a little bit so I could turn it, that'd be great, dude. I'm gonna call him up tonight after the live stream. See if he can come over soon when it's not raining. It's been raining a lot. He didn't like to come over unless the weather's fucking has to be perfect. But yeah, it would have been done lickety split, dude. This shit's easy, dude. That fuel pump change was easy as shit, except for where you connect the electrical and the ground, because that was the only hard part. Because you actually got to crawl underneath in front of the rear tire to get to it. It's a fucking stupid as shit. And that makes me feel a little, and I get a little claustrophobic, dude. I'm very claustrophobic, dude. I can't even get under cars, dude. At least like when it's inside the tires like that. On the outside, I don't mind, dude. But yeah, dude, that freaks me out, dude. Plus, it's a tight fit. But yeah, as soon as I could you disconnect the fucking electrical, screw out the ground that holds the ground. It's two connections, the ground and the fucking connector. Just a connector to power the fuel pump. And then the two fuel lines, and then a vapor line, and then a couple other to put it in. And that's it. It's easy as shit. It was easy. I would have had it back together in 2 seconds if I could just get that fucker to turn and lock. I'm done. God, it's so annoying, dude. I'd be done. Oh, it's so annoying. I just wish I had 2 more hands. Just where are my other 2 hands? I would have been done. I'm not even kidding. If I would have had 2 more hands to hold that, push it down while I can turn this and hold that from popping out, dude. The O-ring is super tight, man. Mine's loose. It's not catching. It's stupid. Hurry up, man. I thought this shit was done. I had to turn that coffee off or it'll spill everywhere. So yeah, that's really annoying. $1 trillion companies want to make you pay their electric bills. USA loses 80%. Dude, 80 loses World Cup. 80 hotels. 80% empty. Billions lost. Trump in panic. Everybody's fleeing to Canada instead of going to the World Cup. Ooh, that might be one. Anymore. They won't let me. I don't know why my Brave stopped working. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Too much.
Washington?
Will you fucking not play the fucking video until I fucking want you to? Got it. When you hit it to stop the fucker from playing. Nope. Bunch of fucking pedophiles around YouTube. I swear, if I can choke these fuckers, I will. God, they're so fucking dumb, these people. Worse than fucking stream retard. Let's see here. I want to get one more of these. Yeah, it looks like it's all over the world, folks. Everywhere, bar none, around the world, people are suffering. Especially, if you use the dollar, you're getting squeezed. You're using a currency that is completely taken over, run over by fucking pedophiles. Whoops, damn. Okay, show that. There you go. It's all over the world. Check out the UK. They're getting hammered as well. Everybody is getting hammered.
Quick one. How do people afford to eat nowadays with the price of everything?
So supermarkets keep increasing the prices on a weekly basis. It's just meant
on a weekly basis. That's why Walmart has the digital price tag, so they can just increase them all. Inflation. Let me explain something to you right now. Inflation is so bad that Walmart had to put digital price tags up to keep up with inflation. Do you understand? Do you understand? Walmart had to put digital price tags up because that's the only way to keep up with inflation. They will never be able to change prices fast enough without this system. Never, to keep up with inflation. Every week, the prices are going up. Every single week. Wait until the hyperinflation hits. We haven't even reached hyperinflation levels yet.
Now, like, the cost of everything is just crazy.
Like, it's just so normalized to go to a grocery store and literally panic every time you go grocery shopping.
This is survival mode. The way this country is going down the shitter, yeah, the price of things is outrageous.
We can't even afford food now. Is it the cost of living or is it the cost of greed?
It's absolutely ridiculous. How are you supposed to like survive?
Well, here I am. And why are the tomatoes £5?
£5 for a multi-pack of beans. What the actual?
Because that is extortionate.
Fucking £10. The cost of living is absolutely out of control at the moment.
So on top of it, Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street has decided, on top of inflation, it wants to price gouge as well with all the corporations that it owns.
At what point are we going to stop calling this a cost of living crisis and start calling it what it actually is?
You guys call it cost of living crisis all you want. I'm calling it cost of greed crisis.
So they keep calling it a new cost of living crisis. How can it be new when we never got out of the old one?
Because I'm watching families struggle and cut back, but you know what big supermarkets and companies have done? They have announced record profit. Do the math.
Meanwhile, every corporation that Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street own that have a monopoly on everything because they lobbied illegally, it's legal bribery to the point and to wipe out all the mom and pops with the regulations and fees so they couldn't keep up. And now the corporations can price gouge. It's all greed. This is way past inflation. It's all greed. It's even more than greed. It's to hurt you. It's to cause harm to you. It's more than greed. It's to hurt you real bad so they can remain in power. Who? The ruling class.
Nothing. This country is outrageous.
Where's it going to be in the next 5 years if we carry on like this? It's just getting...
Who's doing this to you? The ruling class. You have rulers, you dumb fucks. They're ruling over you, and you are being ruled.
Silly. Somebody needs to step in.
And the reason this is happening to you is because the ones you're being ruled by want to remain ruling you. They never want to not rule you. This is why this is happening.
It's literally going to get worse. It's going to get worse. I
Yeah.
don't want to sit here and be like hopelessness, but it's not going to get any better.
It's going to get worse and worse, faster and faster.
Zip system building enclosures streamline air, water, and thermal control layers for high-performance building envelopes.
Fuck you, pedophile.
Welcome back to Broken Britain. Before we start today's video, quick update for everyone. As some of you noticed, uploads suddenly stopped for a few days. That's because I was involved in an act nothing back, even more than for ministry when people cutting balls explode.
Our energy bills are just going up and up and up. Our rent prices are soaring. No one can afford to buy a house. They're not paying us enough. But it's the cost of living. No, it's the cost of bloody greed. It's the cost of greed. We're going to have a spike in food prices they're projecting by November. We can't even afford food now. Is it the cost of living or is it the cost of greed? Because corporations...
I can't even afford to wipe my ass, so if you guys can donate, please, that'd be great.
People at the top, billionaires, they're taking the mick out of us. They're having a jolly. It's time for us as a society to talk about it, be honest about it, use our voices, and not just sit there and take it. Because if we don't use our voices, we don't speak up, these things just get worse and worse, right?
I'm sorry, but when did a monthly food shop for 4 people, well, no, 6, sorry, if I count the 2 babies, but since when did that cost only £400? Like, that is my trolley.
That's all she got for 400 pounds. I remember back in the day when you saw somebody who paid $300, they would come out with 4 fucking carts, 3 at the you know, at least.
And that was £400. Like, what the actual fuck?
Quick one. How do people afford to eat nowadays with the price of everything? I've just gone into a shop to get a pasty and they want £4.50 for a pasty. Well, guess what? I walk straight out because I cannot afford £4.
Dude, I hear you. I'm fucking starving right now. I wish I had some food.
50 for
I got no donations for the longest time, no money. I have no food. Somebody help a brother out. I'm fucking dying over here.
pasty. I've got kids.
What do I got to do?
At what point are we going to stop calling this a cost of living crisis and start calling it what it actually is? A load of crap. Because I'm watching families struggle and cut back, but you know what big supermarkets and companies have done?
They're making the most they've ever made. While you're suffering the most, it's because the greedy corporations are at all-time profit records. They've never made more because now that they're a monopoly and they can raise the prices, they've never made more. And a little bit of inflation, but
announced record profits. Record profits. Make it make sense. I'm not saying businesses...
I mean, a lot of it has to do with inflation, but
shouldn't make money, but don't tell people to budget better. Meanwhile, corporations are having the best years ever.
This is survival mode. The way this country is going down the shitter, yeah, the price of things is outrageous. How come, yeah, some frozen strawberries covered in chocolate in Aldi at £3?
you can't even get real food these days, man. It's insane.
49. I did pay for them this time. I never paid for them before, but I did pay for them this time. And honestly, I was outraged. It's just a joke. It's getting worse. Like, I just got one bag of food, yeah, and within that bag of food, I got a pack of mince, a big pack of chicken, like 4 pieces, I think there are 4 chicken breasts. Not for me, obviously. 2 Greek yogurts, some barely any fruit, 1 avocado, 1 cucumber, and then just some treats, yeah. Do you want to know how much it comes in? This hasn't even got 1 dinner in it, you know. £45. £45 £45. This country is a disgrace. Like, £45.
It's not the country that's the disgrace. Yeah, it's the people in that location that have allowed a small group of people to ruin the world for everybody. Government. Only a small group, a ruling class of people are benefiting in the world today. It's a small group of pedophiles.
The average person would have to work 4 hours to pay for one bag of snacks, you know, and a pack of chicken and mince. That's literally it. That's all I've got. They ain't no toilet roll, they ain't no household items, they ain't no pasta, no carbs. You didn't get a fucking full meal. I just got a few things that I needed. It was £44. The average person is on minimum wage. Do the math. It's not nothing. This country is outrageous.
So they keep calling it a new cost of living crisis. How can it be new when we never got out of the old one? The headlines moved on. Politicians said things were improving, but the weekly shop's still so expensive. Rent is ridiculously high and energy bills are absolutely brutal. People are still having to fill the gap with credit cards, buy now, pay later, and loans every single month. The thing about debt is that it builds up so slowly that you don't notice it's a problem until it's already a problem. It's not one big decision that puts you in debt. It's a load of small ones, like a direct debit here, a missed payment there, until one day you're paying all these minimum payments and none of the balances are moving. That's not a failure from you. That's what happens when the cost of living outpaces everything else for years at a time. But there are real legal ways out of it. Have a look at the link in our bio.
I cannot be the only one that thinks that life in the UK now is just getting fucking ridiculous. Like, food shopping is costing above and beyond, and that's even with reducing the things that you wanted to get. You know, petrol costs an absolute bomb. We looked to go on holiday the other day as well. Holidays just to like Canary Islands and stuff are costing an absolute fortune on ones that I've gone on before and only paid, you know, like probably like £1,000, £1.5 less. It's just mental now. Like, the cost of everything is just crazy. Like, me and my wife are looking to get a house and stuff like that.
Here's the problem, folks. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's a problem coming. What's coming? The hyperinflation coming? It's a problem, man.
And we're looking and we're just like, oh my God, like, it's honestly mental. Like, even when we do
I don't know what I'm going to see, man. I'm actually wondering what's going to happen this time.
House, your standard of living is just going to be pish. So, yeah, I don't know if any of you lot feel the same way, but I just feel like nothing's getting better. Everything just keeps going up all the time.
I just find it so crazy how it's basically normalized at this point to literally just do your job, pay your bills, and barely be able to save at the end of the month. Like, it's just so normalized to go to a grocery store and literally panic every time you go grocery shopping because everything's just so fucking expensive. And every time you go to...
You have no time at the end of the day to enjoy your life for you. You're not living life. And you have no money left at the end of the day after paying all your bills. So what are you living for? To be a slave? No matter how you look at it, no matter how you look at it, the world is set up right now. You're all slaves working 9-to-5 jobs that you don't have to. Your world is set up to where you are all working for nothing and not living. No matter how you look at it, the world is a bunch of slaves that aren't living. I'm looking around and they're all slaves that are not living a life. I'm seeing an entire world that's not in a situation where they can even pursue happiness.
The shop, everything's just like doubled in price. I was having a conversation with my sister and I was just saying, like, I'm so fucking upset that I can't spend the money that I want to spend on my family because everything, like, just surviving is so fucking expensive. Like, yes, like, I am not as poor as some people. That I know some people are literally struggling to even, like, exist. I'm getting by paycheck to paycheck, and it's insane how normalized it has become. That we spend most of our lives working.
It's like, you know why the politicians aren't talking about this. They never talk about the suffering and the condition of their constituents. They don't give a shit. They'll do anything but that because they don't care. They're all disconnected. The ruling class is completely disconnected from reality of suffering.
and all we are doing is surviving. We're not doing anything. We're just literally surviving. Like, most of us can't even afford to buy a fucking shitty flat, for fuck's sake. Every year, the electric goes up, everything goes up, everything but the salary. And I'm just like, it's so fucking normalized.
And it's literally going to get worse.
It's going to get worse. And I don't want to sit here and be like hopelessness, but it's not going to get any better.
Oh, shit. Here we go. I'm force fed.
So this isn't one of my usual videos. However,
God!
I've just come out of Tesco's. I got...
They're always after me Lucky Charms.
Egg.
They're always after me Lucky Charms.
Fries, 2 ibuprofens, and some bread. Fucking £10. The cost of living is absolutely out of control at the moment. And to top it off, I've been eating the £2 packet of chicken for Tesco's. It's about 240 grams. I've been eating it for about 10 years. Go in there today, 160 grams, £2.50 on club card. What do you mean on fucking club card? £3 otherwise. Honestly, I think I would rather smoke fucking crack.
So supermarkets keep increasing the prices on a weekly basis. I mean, somebody said to me the other day they paid an extra £18 within a week for the exact same shop. I got a Tesco shop 7 weeks apart online, the big shop, and it was £50 more than the previous one, and it was the exact same shop. Actually, no, we deleted a couple of items as well. And that is an increase in 7 weeks. Where's it going to be in the next 5 years if we carry on like this? It is just getting silly. Somebody needs to step in because Tesco's alone.
Nobody's going to step in. One person can't possibly do what thousands, if not millions, have caused. You idiot.
100 million in profits 1 year, and now it's 3 billion. 3 billion in profits. And they keep saying, they keep putting the prices up because of the cost of fuel, the cost of living crisis, and the Iran war. They just blame everything.
They are making so much profit right now. Every corporation right now, they are blowing up while everybody suffers the most. They make the most. Do you understand that? When somebody is benefiting greatly, like the corporations with the profits, you know somebody else is not benefiting greatly. They're suffering greatly on the other side of it. Duality. This is duality, retards. Electromagnetic. Masculine, feminine. Up, down, left, right, in, out, soft, smooth, rough, hard.
Else just to price gouge, just taking the piss. Same with the gas and the electricity companies. Somebody needs to step in now because people have had enough. They can't afford to get the shopping in. Somebody said they bought 1 bag of shopping, it cost 100 quid.
Somebody needs to step in and save us.
And it's like,
no, you need to fucking step in with a bunch of people and get rid of the government that's fucking doing this to you.
The stuff they bought is mental.
All the shit that's happening in the world is happening by a group of people doing it to us called government, and another group that's doing it via corporations, and another group via banks, and it goes on and on.
And buy treats anymore for the kids.
But all the groups go up to a capstone at the pyramid. It's not hard to see that.
Well, hear me out on this. Somebody who used to work for Tesco's, not stacking shelves, used to be at management level, commented on my last video, and he said he used to work there and they used to have meetings about putting the prices up, and they'd be laughing about putting the prices up because the general public don't even notice the price increases, and people have got more money than sense, and they just keep putting the prices up, as well as people can't be arsed shopping anywhere else, so they'll just use Tesco's because they've got the club card and people think they're getting a bargain. Basically, they're relying on the general public to be stupid and not notice the price increases. That's coming from...
So basically, they're relying on the ignorance of the public.
That used to work there.
Yeah.
And it's like, what, 3 billion last year in profits? It used to be 800 million. But yet they're blaming the Iran war and fuel costs and everything else for the price increases. It's bullshit. Especially when people are saying that.
And over here, they're adding tariffs. Oh, it's another excuse. It's all a robbery.
Work for Tesco's. People, we need to shop somewhere else because it's not just Tesco's.
You can't. They closed all the mom and pops down. You can't, dude.
At it. Morrison's at it. They're all at it. They all piss in the same bucket like the politicians that need to step in and sort this shit out because it's getting out of hand now. Would you agree?
So I'm in Tesco. Please tell me why I just saw this
£7 for Sensodyne toothpaste. And I say this as a Sensodyne user. I know the price of this thing. It was in a Tesco Express, and normally if you go like Tesco Express something, it'll be like £4 something. Normally in a normal shop, it'll be...
No, y'all need to watch a video on the shit that you really need. Watch this video, this Hydra something shit that make your teeth grow back, the enamel, all that shit. Check that out. I saw that the other day. It was crazy.
Like £3 something, but I only get it when it's on offer. It's like £2 something.
But you have to have teeth though for it to work.
£7. This is now a luxury item. £7. They need to be selling this at Harrods because this is a common Tesco Express and this is a common toothpaste.
Like, give towards charity. Nothing you bitch, why don't you? And then it asks you, it's in the UK.
Please.
You know what's all fucked up, yeah? Like the main big supermarkets in the UK, they're making like billions in profit, and you go and do your shop, and then it asks you to like give towards charity. Nothing you bitch.
Yeah, they're making all-time profits, right? And then they got the nerve to still ask for gratuities and tips, donations. Here, give us more money. We're not making enough. You fucking... It's so annoying, dude. It's so annoying, man. The audacity, man. The gall of these cocksucking corporations and the people that own them, more importantly.
Why don't you give towards charity? You're making billions.
Fucking A.
And you're asking for people that work hard.
Everything's backward and upside down and inverted here, folks. And it's to the point of frustration.
To give money to charity. Like, get a fucking grip. What the actual hell's going on?
You guys call it cost of living crisis all you want. I'm calling it cost of greed crisis. A few weeks ago, I was at Tesco's and I'd done a food shop that come up to about £70. Tell me why 2 weeks later, I've done the same food shop, except I've taken out a few items and it's come up to £120. That is a £50 difference. It's actually insane. This isn't cost of living crisis. This is cost of greed. These supermarkets are taking a piss.
Serious question here, right? Who the fuck shops at Sainsbury's? And if you do, you probably need your head tested. Why does Sainsbury's think it's on par with fucking Waitrose and Marks and Spencer's, yet it's got nothing to offer? There's no fucking Percy Pigs. There's no nice deli closures. There's no nice fucking cookies. You're just absolutely shit and overpriced. Like, Sainsbury's is on par with Tesco's and Asda, if not worse. There's nothing wrong with Tesco and Asda. I love shopping there. However, Sainsbury's, just a fucking rip-off. Went in there just to get some hairspray for my hair, obviously, and £8.50 for a tin of hairspray. I was just like, nah, I'm not a fucking cheapskate, but I know my fucking worth, and I'm not paying that for hairspray. Went into Asda in the corner, £4.24, not even on offer. Like, Sainsbury's, you like the Karen of the fucking supermarket world. You like that woman who lives on a council estate, but she's got the nice house on the corner and thinks she's better than everyone. I'm from a council estate, so it doesn't fucking matter. But honestly, Sainsbury's, sort your shit out, you wank.
Are you wearing 7 layers and still freezing your man nipples? You need the new 340 GSM military grade bearskin hoodie.
God damn, what the fuck?
This cost of living crisis is really, really getting on my tits now. And I say now, it's not that I've only just noticed it, but I'm a very laid back person. And I'm not very inquisitive. I sort of just think, meh, it's happening.
Oh, Bub's Cat, did you say you're going to donate, dude, so I can get some food and sugar and shit? God damn. God, I wish I had some weed. This place sucks, dude. I can't even fucking drown my misery with some good weed in such a shithole fucking world. It's hell out here. God, I'm so close. I'm really happy, though. At least I'm so close to getting that fuel pump done. God, I would have been done. That's really easy and good news. I know what I got. I know that it's going to be done with ease now. I know it's like it's just a matter of getting that fucker. All I got to do is secure that thing and turn it to where it doesn't move and it's going to stay there. I'm set. I'm done. I'll fucking weld it if I have to or solder it or something. Fuck. I got to call Smoot. But yeah, folks, if you could donate, that would be fucking great, man. I'm fucking hurting, man. I'm hurting real bad. I'm probably hurting as bad, worst I've ever been, dude. I mean, it's bad. I mean, it sucks. I don't know what to say. Any donations are helpful. I know you guys are probably hurting too, or you'd probably be donating a lot more, right? wouldn't you? If you had it, I like to think so. To think you guys would support me, help me out. That e-bike sounds killer. I wish I had one. Where's Evaldis? What's up, buddy? Come visit, Evaldis. Come to North Carolina and visit. Stay in the fucking cabin over here. I have guest accommodations for you, or you can. There's a loft up here too. That I don't really have too much storage there. There's nothing really up there. But yeah, man. Bubscat knows he could come through. I wish I had the e-bike, dude. That would be so cool, dude. God, I wish I had that one that does 50 miles an hour, dude. God, I'd be time. But I'll take the one that's 28 and be up at the store in no time too. Still, 28 miles an hour, 40-mile range. What else did it say, dude? And they're only like, you can get them for as low as like $200, $300, $400, man. Like I seen one for 200. It's probably a pile of shit, but the $300 ones are probably worth it. They're probably like you could get a $300 e-bike right now, and that would probably get me to the store and back. All I need, I'd be set. I'd be fucking set. Don't even have to get insurance for it. God, I wish I had some cigarette that tastes like ass on top of ass. Where's everybody at? Does everybody hate me now, I guess? Fuck, ain't nobody ever shows up, dude, anymore. Fuck them. The place sucks. My teeth are too scary. My lack of teeth are just too horrifying to look at. That's what it is. It's not me. It's my teeth. So the rest of the world hates us thanks to the fact that the United States is a genocidal terrorist state like Israel. Let me show this video. Fucker will play it. Come on. So the whole world fucking hates the U.S. now, pretty much, and rightfully so. They're a bunch of murdering terrorist motherfuckers.
Canada just received a World Cup gift, and Washington, well, they hand-delivered it.
Right now, hotels in Toronto and Vancouver are filling up. Meanwhile, U.S. host cities are sitting 80% below their original booking forecasts. Resale ticket prices for American games are down 24% on average. Some matches are down more than 50%. The international fans who were supposed to be flooding.
Let's not get this twisted. Trump thought he was going to be looking really good economically because a bunch of countries were going to come here and blow a bunch of money, and it was going to make Trump look good like he did something. That ain't happening anymore, Trump. Everybody hates your pedophile terrorist ass. You're a fucking pedophile terrorist, okay? Everybody hates you. We're watching you rob America blind right now, every which way but loose.
New York and Seattle are choosing Canada instead. And the Trump administration is now watching that number in full panic mode.
Yep, the 2026 World Cup was supposed to be America's grand reopening. Billions in tourism spending, packed stadiums, a signal for every country watching that the United States was the destination. Well, the world received the signal. They just decided not to show up.
Let's start with the number that nobody in Washington wants on the front page. Newsweek is reporting that resale prices for U.S.-hosted World Cup games are falling across almost every match, down 24% on average. Some individual games are sitting more than 50% below original asking prices.
And this is not happening on just some throwaway group stage. The U.S. opener against Paraguay, one of the marquee events, dropped more than 30% in a single month. And then they asked Trump about the $1,000 ticket price for the tournament that he spent months hyping. And you know what he said? He goes, "Oh, I wouldn't pay it either." That makes absolutely no sense. Because when a man running a promotional campaign won't pay his own asking price, well, the market's already answered the question.
So these prices aren't static. They move in real-time demand, the same way airline seats do. Prices don't fall 6 weeks before a major tournament because the sellers got generous. They fall because the buyers everyone counted on simply haven't arrived.
And then there's the hotel side, which is somehow even worse. The American Hotel and Lodging Association, the people who were supposed to be cashing in on all of this, have confirmed on record that bookings in U.S. host cities are tracking well below their original forecasts.
One operator used the phrase non-event. A World Cup being called a non-event by the hotel industry is
It is a non-event. I don't give a fuck about what these pedophiles do. I could give a fuck about any of this rigged shit.
not something to be proud of. This is an industry who spent years lobbying to host this thing. It's insane.
Yeah, and they didn't beat around the bush when they were placing blame either. They cited visa barriers and broader geopolitical concerns as the primary forces suppressing international demand. Not weather, not scheduling, geopolitical concerns. In other words, Trump.
Here's the reality. International fans are doing a risk calculation before they book anything. And right now, the U.S. is failing it miserably.
Yeah. Will the border be smooth? Will my passport trigger a delay? Will I be searched or questioned before I even reach the state?
Will Trump read my social media and arrest me for something I said?
Yeah. Heck, will ICE arrest me for no reason? Is there a government travel advisory from my country warning me about what to expect? The concerns go on and on.
Check, check, and check.
Damn.
And add to that the financial reality, expensive tickets, expensive hotels, visa application times, and the trip stops being a celebration. It becomes more of an obstacle course with a soccer match somewhere in the middle.
Any single one of those concerns, a committed fan, they might push through it. But you stack those all together and they look for an alternative. And Canada, we're right here. Same tournament, same continent, an entirely different proposition.
Yeah. And you can be arrested right now, not even evaluated, and you could be locked up in a mental institute for having an opinion that differs from the government.
Toronto and Vancouver.
So enjoy that, buddy. You and your girl there, enjoy that.
Are hosting fewer games than the U.S., but they are filling up.
Whatever it is.
Fans still want this. They want the noise, the color, the energy of a World Cup. But they're choosing to have it somewhere that doesn't require a risk assessment first.
Yeah, Toronto is one of the most genuinely diverse cities on the planet. Vancouver.
This is before, obviously this video is before the arrest the other day. 2 people arrested, not the one there, the one guy there.
Vancouver is a Pacific gateway.
The other guy got killed. Actually, he didn't even have a chance to get locked up. They just killed his ass.
A city where you land.
Drove him right to the industrial site. Boom, boom. Here's the cremation. We'll be able to cremate you right there, buddy, as soon as we fucking kill your dumbass.
And to feel immediately like you're somewhere built for this kind of global event. Millions of international visitors already know these cities. They have family there. They trust the experience.
And in 2026, that trust has a direct dollar value. Every fan who books Toronto instead of Seattle, that's hotel revenue. It's restaurant revenue, transit revenue, money that was budgeted to stay south of the border has now moved.
Restaurant revenue, everything they need to survive when they visit somewhere. They're going to be buying shit.
North.
Canada's brand as a destination is appreciating again in real time. And it costs Canada nothing.
Which can even include the grocery store.
Because the U.S. is doing all the work.
Thank you, Trump. Now here's the piece that gets buried in all the ticket.
Or other mom and pop shops, if they existed. Still.
Price commentary. The U.S. cities hosting these matches, Seattle, Dallas, New York, they have spent years and hundreds.
Notice the government never talks about all the mom and pops that got it wiped out via its policies, does it? It never talks about that, does it? Why don't they ever talk about what happened to the middle class?
Hundreds of millions of dollars preparing. They have police contracts extended, transits upgraded, hotels renovated. Restaurants have hired extra staff, ordered extra inventory, and all of it is priced for an international wave that's just simply not arriving.
Yeah, FIFA, well, they walk away with the broadcast rights and sponsorship revenue regardless of what happens with the seats. The cities absorb the shortfall. The risk is always local. The reward was supposed to be shared, but the bill? Nope, that's not.
And the reason this is happening, according to the hotel industry's own statement, is that people are afraid. International fans aren't staying away for no reason. They're calculating what crossing into the US looks like right now. And millions of them have decided that it's just not worth the risk.
And once that calculation becomes the public story, which it now has, it doesn't only affect this tournament. Think about it. Every major international event that looks at the US as a future host has to weigh the exact same question. Will fans come? Will governments issue advisories? Will the border experience push people towards easier options?
So Canada, we're one of those easier options. And this summer is going to prove it to the world on a live broadcast.
Now, Canada doesn't coast here, right? Toronto and Vancouver, they have some pressures as well. Hotels aren't cheap. It has gaps.
Okay. No. Fuck Canada. Fuck you and Canada. And the cock you rode in on. Why is that? Yeah, that's probably it. That might be it. Yeah, I do have to. It takes about 30, 40 minutes to get to Walmart in Murphy there. They have a super center in Walmart, in Murphy there. They do. Where they sell the poison. That's where they sell all the good poison there. Poisonous food. But do they got an e-bike? I'll take an e-bike. Yeah, it's about 30 minutes. I mean, it's as close as you can get. It's really close considering that it takes me, the road I live on is real windy. You got to go slow. I'm not far from Murphy. My address is Murphy. I'm not far from it. It's just you have to go slow because of the roads are windy. It winds right, left. Fucking, it's nuts. That's the problem. Windy roads. I could probably do 28 in a lot of spots. There's some other spots I could even do more. Some open stretches with that e-bike if it would do it. Dude, that would be the coolest shit ever, dude, is an e-bike, bro. You did that, dude, and now you'd be doing me a fucking solid. That'd be a solid right there, dude, because that's something, dude, I'll be thinking about you every time I get on it. God damn, this thing's handy. No, it's a game changer, dude, because it'll give me some freedom. Hopefully, if it's good enough. I mean, if it does the trick. But yeah, man, that'd be cool. Shit, man. If anybody can donate, that'd be real great because I'm really hurting for food and sugar. And I don't even have I can't even smoke fucking weed. It's fucking ridiculous. Documentaries in the link below or for free. Let's see here. Oh man, I'm trying to show a fucking video, man. Come on, play the fucking goddamn video, you fucking retards. What was this? I don't remember what the fuck this is. Let me see what the fuck this shit is. Oops. I keep hitting the wrong fucking button. There. The window won't come up unless I fucking click on top of that because it's a piece of shit. See what the fuck this shit is.
This week on Double Down Newswatch, a shocking story of American and Israeli political meddling in Latin America.
If we have to kill people, you can rest assured we will do it.
New audio recordings appear to reveal a former president of Honduras in jail in the US for drug trafficking was freed by Donald Trump as a result of payments by Israeli-aligned groups.
The Israeli Prime Minister is going to back us. We're very grateful to him. The pardon money didn't even come from you. It came from a council of rabbis, from people who back Israel.
The Labour Together spying scandal spread.
A council of rabbis, people who back Israel. You know, the reptilian, genocidal pedophiles, the pariah, the world pariah. You know, the world pariah. You know, the cancer of the world.
Heart of the
the terrorist group.
Labour Party and may now implicate the
they might as well be reptilians.
Minister.
I can't conceive a situation where at the very least Tom hasn't been told about it verbally. This way to the absolute top levels of the Labour Party.
And we do a deep dive into the Iranian group supposedly behind recent arson attacks on Jewish sites in London.
It's also possible that it's complete nonsense, that Iran was not behind this at all.
Obviously, you fucking retard.
It's really murky. I mean, that's the reality.
We speak to a former undercover agent for the FBI.
It seems more fictitious. Not fictional, but fictitious. We know who the fear narrative originates from.
I'm Richard Sanders, and this is your weekly look at the world through independent eyes. 30th, Anonymous and releasing 37 audio recordings of voice notes and telephone conversations between senior Honduran politicians. He revealed an extraordinary story of American and Israeli interference in the country's internal affairs, a story which has been almost entirely ignored by English-speaking media. The tapes feature the country's president, Nasri Asfoura, and former president Juan Orlando Hernandez, who was imprisoned in the United States for drug trafficking and then controversially pardoned by President Trump just before last November's election. On April the 30th, anonymous Honduran journalists working with the Spanish TV station Canal Red began releasing 37 audio recordings of voice notes and telephone conversations between senior Honduran politicians. He revealed an extraordinary story of American and Israeli interference in the country's internal affairs.
You think? You mean like they did in Russia with the Bolsheviks? You think? Yeah? Goo boo boo?
Story which has been almost entirely ignored by English-speaking media. The tapes feature the country's president, Nasri Asfoura, and former president Juan Orlando Hernandez, who was imprisoned in the United States for drug trafficking and then controversially pardoned by President Trump just before last November's elections in Honduras, which were marred by allegations of corruption. Both Asfoura and Hernandez belong to the right-wing National Party. Shortly before the election, President Trump issued a blunt warning to Honduran voters to vote for the National Party or face a cut-off of aid. As the votes were counted with the results on a knife edge, Trump warned there would be hell to pay if the left-wing Liberal Party emerged triumphant. Asfoura duly won. The tapes appear to show that the release of former President Hernandez from prison in the US was the result of a financial transaction and was facilitated by Israeli interests.
The Israeli Prime Minister is going to back us. We're very grateful to him. They had a lot to do with it. In fact, they had everything to do with my release and my negotiation. The pardon money didn't even come from you. It came from a council of rabbis, from people who back Israel.
The recordings reveal a plot to reinstall Hernandez as president after Asfoura has served his 4-year term, and to turn Honduras into a hub of American and Israeli interests in the region.
And every country that the Israelis interfere in, it's for the Israelis.
Hernandez denies it's his voice on the recordings. President Asfoura has not yet made a formal public statement. Canal Red says it authenticated the tapes. Earshot, an independent sonic investigation company, has examined them and concluded they are likely to be genuine, though the poor quality of the recordings means this evaluation was made with what it calls a moderate degree of confidence. I spoke to one of the journalists behind the story, Valeria Duarte from Canal Red. Her words are translated from Spanish. First, I'd like to ask, what interest does Israel have in a small Central American country like Honduras?
$5. That's how much I'm hoping you'll contribute to our campaign to take back Texas. $5.
Fuck you.
Well, the Israel factor in the Honduras state expose has been one of the things that has caught our attention the most. Because Latin America does have a history of political interference by the United States. But what has raised alarm bells is what interest Israel has in a country like Honduras. And not just Honduras, but in Latin America and the Caribbean. Listen to what they say regarding Israel's interest. They describe it in terms of artificial intelligence. In this case, special economic zones where Honduras cedes sovereignty, so there can be artificial intelligence investment. So we are talking about a network of money that
It never ends with the data centers. They're trying to put data centers in there next.
seeks to implement these zones that are protected, or rather unprotected, by legislation. So they can operate in Latin America.
These cocksucking demons don't stop. These goddamn demonic, satanic, reptilian Israelis.
And the Caribbean. So what the Honduras
Pedophilic, genocidal psychopaths.
expose revealed are precisely these economic and military interests.
Por las grabaciones, parece que la salida de... The recordings appear to show that the release of Juan Orlando Fernandez from prison was the result of financial arrangement. Is that right? Financiera, comercial, correcto o no?
Sí, exactamente. Yes, exactly. What Juan Orlando Hernandez says is that the pardon was paid for by people from Israel. He says the pardon was paid for by them, not even by you, he tells current President Nasri Asfoura.
But we don't know for sure it was the government of Israel. Is that right?
No, the audio clips say that Israelis are the ones who paid for this, and we have to thank Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for everything. The audio says it explicitly. Juan Orlando says the one who has been in charge of all of this has been Benjamin Netanyahu.
They have to thank Benjamin Netanyahu, Bibi, specifically. They have to, wow. So there's no doubt.
Y sabemos quién... Do we know who or what organization received the money? ¿A quién o a qué entidad?
No, we don't have information on that. The audio clips don't reveal this type of information.
No, nosotros.
¿Qué interés tiene el presidente Trump? What's the interest of President Trump in having a friendly government in Honduras? In particular, in having Juan Orlando Hernandez as president in 4 years' time. En 4 años. ¿Cuál es su interés?
Bueno, lo que significa Juan. Well, for Donald Trump, Juan Orlando Hernandez is a bargaining chip to have control over Honduras, absolute control over the country. When we talk about absolute control, we are talking about economic and military force, because in the audio clips of Nasri Asfoura, the current president of Honduras, speaking to Juan Orlando Hernandez, he says, "We have already spoken with the ambassadors. We have already spoken with those we had contact with before, and in these negotiations, we had agreed." Among the special economic zones that operate outside of Honduran law is the construction of military bases. They say they are going to build a military base that will be larger than the one they already have, And note that the American military base located in Honduras is the largest in the region.
Y además en esta guerra.
So again, the U.S. and Israel begin infiltrating their business in other countries by building bases and getting a foothold in. It's just, people, when are you going to wake up to this shit? Enough is enough. I'm so tired of it. I like lead the horse to water and the retards never drink. It's pathetic. Anyway, folks, I really need your help. If you can donate, I don't know why I can't get anybody. I can't even get $5 to get some fucking sugar. Can I get some sugar, please? $5? Where's my peeps at, man? Where's my support group at? Where's my support group at? Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, man. I know it's hard for me to be optimistic in such a shitty fucking world, man. I just keep watching it go downhill, man. It's like, is it ever going to stop? Is the bleeding ever going to stop? I don't know. Just going to keep watching, I guess. Please donate if you can. I need your help. I love you guys. That's why I do this. This is why I do this, because I care. Appreciate you guys. Donate, like, share, subscribe, and all that good shit. And I'll see you soon. Maybe I might do one even. I might even be watching out for a live stream Friday at noon, maybe. I might do one then if I can. Anyway, love you guys. Please like, share, subscribe. Love you all.